Alright, so this is my first beginner video on this channel, and what I decided to go over was antivirus. I thought you may as well start with protection, since a lot of people don't know a lot about antivirus programs themselves. Now, every technician has their favorites, but there are three in particular paid ones that I recommend, and only one free one that I recommend. So the first paid one is called Kaspersky. Kaspersky is a company that originated in Russia, and they started making antivirus that worked incredibly well. Now you can buy them at retail stores. Originally, you could only get them by downloading it online, but now it's fully available in any retail store as well as getting it online. So I like Kaspersky personally, as I have only ever seen a couple instances in which viruses have gotten through Kaspersky. I've removed hundreds of viruses in the past. Let's see. So then we have Kaspersky. That one's a little intrusive. It tends to get in the way and will slow your computer down a little more than the others, though I wouldn't say majorly so. Otherwise, I wouldn't recommend it. The next one we have, and all of the technicians are going to go after me for this one, is Norton, surprisingly enough. The reason why I recommend Norton instead of, and as well as Kaspersky, is because Norton really stepped up their game. And there was a time, such as Norton 360 2006 and Norton X, those were just awful versions. Those were just terrible. But they've completely changed that around, though. They've really stepped it up. So if you don't like Kaspersky, or you're just simply familiar with Norton, stay with Norton. It's really runs well right now, at least. I mean, next year, if that isn't true anymore, I might make a video about that. But for now, Norton's good to go. And then we have ESET, also known as Nod32. So basically, ESET is another antivirus that you have to pay for, and this one works very well. I'd say it runs the slimmest of all of them, which means it requires the fewest resources. I'd say it runs about on par with Norton. I have seen a couple viruses get through ESET, so it's not going to be the very best one. But it is fairly inexpensive. Then as far as free antiviruses go, the only one that I recommend is Microsoft Security Essentials. Microsoft Security Essentials is completely free as long as you have a real, genuine version of your Microsoft Windows installation. So that's Windows XP, Vista, Windows 7, or Windows 8. And just make sure you get the right version for the bits on your computer. The way you can tell that is you click on the Start button. The quickest way is to right-click on Computer, then simply click on Properties. Once that is open, you simply check right here on System. You have System Type, and then 64-bit operating system is my computer, and then yours would probably be different. I'm going to be going over over 64-bit, 32-bit, what it actually means, and what implications it has on the computer in a future video, but this is a beginner video, so I won't be touching on that. The only thing to keep in mind is what type your computer is, whether that be 64-bit or 32-bit. That's very important, because whenever you install applications, you want to make sure it's using the right bit type. So once you've downloaded that, you just install it, run it, and it does its work. Now, I run it myself on my computer, but I do get viruses every now and then, and I simply remove them myself. But out of all the free antiviruses, this has the least problems. It's updated all the time, and it doesn't sit there and nag you about purchasing their software. Programs such as Avast, AVG, Trend Micro, McAfee, I don't stand behind any of those antiviruses, as I've seen far too many viruses get through them. Trend Micro is going to be the best out of those antiviruses, but it slows your computer down so much that it's just not worth it. So then, that's about it as far as antivirus types go. Then the general information about antiviruses, though, never install more than one antivirus at any given time. If you already have an antivirus installed, it's generally best to look up the version of uninstallation tool for your antivirus. So the first thing you do is you run your uninstall of that antivirus. In another video, I may be doing how to uninstall programs on one of the basic ones if people request it. And the uninstallation tool that I mentioned, though, is after you're done uninstalling an antivirus, simply type in the name of your antivirus. So let's say it's Avast. You simply type in Avast uninstallation tool. Type that into Google or whatever your search engine is, and it will. There's almost always one free available from Softpedia. So Softpedia is a good website to get programs from. It's always going to be clean, no viruses, things like that. Also, often the company itself will have it, such as Avast.com. These tools allow you to more fully uninstall the antivirus. Often when you run the built-in one, it doesn't fully remove the antivirus. It leaves pieces in there, and those pieces will often slow down your computer or can cause adverse effects, such as McAfee, preventing you from connecting to the internet. That's a common problem, believe it or not. So I'm going to be putting in all of the most common uninstallation tools below as the links for tools used in here, as well as providing links to each of the antivirus. Actually, I'm only going to provide Microsoft Security Essentials, since I try not to do anything that people pay for, as this just isn't paid advertising. This is just my personal opinions here. And that about wraps it up as far as antiviruses go. Remember, never put 2 antiviruses in your computer at any given time, or you will cause major problems.